as we wait for this patiently for this guy to park. Howdy folks, how are you all doing? You good? I'm good, excellent. So I want to talk about COVID cases in the UK. They've been going up. There's a lot of talk about whether there's going to be a need for another lockdown during winter, and the usual questions: are the NHS gonna cope? And it got me thinking again, is it now time to finally start calling out people that are not vaccinated as selfish? I've done a video about this a while ago, as I do a complete U-turn because I've just realised I'm not going where I want to go. I need to go somewhere else, so excuse me. But yeah, is it now finally time to start calling out people that are not vaccinated as selfish? You know, when you start getting stats like this, 95% of all patients that are in hospital because of COVID are unvaccinated. Is that fair on the hard-working NHS staff to have to deal with patients that could have quite happily taken a vaccine and not have to go into hospital? Is that fair on the hard-working NHS? I know a lot about hard-working NHS staff. My wife's one of them. And it also got me thinking, is it now time for people like our good friend who we've featured on the channel a few times, Laurence Fox, to start apologising for the way that they've been acting over the pandemic and the misinformation that they've been spreading?
I would never tell someone to go and get a vaccine, and I would never tell someone not to. It's not my business, it's their life.
Oh really, Laurence? Really, Laurence? You'd never try and persuade someone not to take a vaccine. Should we take a little look at the sort of rubbish that gets spread on your Twitter feed, shall we? So have a little look. No need for the healthy to get vaccinated. No, because no one healthy ever had any problems from COVID, whether they died or whether they got long COVID. You know, that never happened. So COVID isn't going to kill you. Isn't going to kill. So no one died of COVID, did they, Laurence? This guy, seriously. And of course, let's not forget your interview, which I covered on GB News quite a few videos back.
The fear that's been generated by this government is absolutely disproportionate to the risk that this virus causes young people particularly, and anyway, I'm trying to bring those two sides together, not further apart.
Are you trying to bring these sides together though? Because I've seen what you've tweeted about vaccines in the past. You've used the word vaccine in a quote as if this isn't a real vaccine. You've said that these haven't passed their trials when they have passed their phase 3 clinical trials. You've said that young people shouldn't get the vaccine, when really we know that in order to reach herd immunity, young people have to get this vaccine. Aren't you part of the problem here?
Should I get a Tom Harwood tweet approval passport as well? Would that help?
I think everyone should, really. That would really help.
I feel for you as a person, because as a young man, you're very disproportionately worried about this thing that's not going to do you any harms.
Not going to harm you. Okay, I get it. Yeah, the majority of people, COVID's not going to harm you, but you can't get away from stats like this. 14% of children still have symptoms of COVID 15 weeks after getting it. 37% in general of people that get COVID have long COVID. You can't get away from that stats, let alone the fact that not every young person is generally fit and healthy.
Well, we know the costs of lockdowns in terms of, we know the cost of COVID, which has been severe. But we're missing the unseen cost of this in 20,000 cancer deaths and, $1 billion a day that Rishi is telling us that this is costing.
Oh my God, this guy, man, he has the audacity to talk about misdiagnosed cancer. Maybe, Laurence, if the NHS staff were not dealing with your unvaccinated crew inside the hospitals, they might have a bit more time to deal with other patients. The audacity of this guy. And this is what really winds me up about him. This is what really drives me crazy, because I don't think it's a crazy assumption to think that one of these 95% unvaccinated people that are in hospital right now maybe took their advice from you, Laurence, about not getting vaccinated. How do you deal with that on your conscience? pedestrian zone. Oh shoot, they've stopped being able to get out of that road now. You used to be able to drive down that road. Oh blimey, I'm gonna have to go all the way around. But is that really a crazy assumption to make? And you know, I picked Laurence Fox, but there's so many people I can pick. I mean, pretty much the whole of the talk radio crew, handful of people on GB News. You know, you just take your pick. There's so many different people that are just have got this on their conscience now, that have been telling people not to get vaccinated. Pedestrian, where the bloody hell can you go then? Saturday and Sunday. Oh, okay, Saturday and Sunday you're not allowed around there. Sorry guys, I'm trying to talk about this this issue, and I thought I knew how to drive around Brighton, but some roads have been closed. But yeah, how can these people live with this on their conscience? The amount of people unvaccinated in hospital that are dying, and this is where I lie on COVID. I've had my opinions changed here and there on when it comes to vaccine passports and things like that, but I think we've actually got it right in this country right now. A lot of places are asking for proof of vaccination, but if you haven't got proof of vaccination, a recent negative COVID test will do. Come on, where are you going, love? You can't turn right there, you need to go left. Yeah, either proof of vaccination or a recent negative test is fine with me. I'm happy with that, and I know that cases are going up, but the main stat that I look at is hospitalizations and deaths, because the whole way to get through this is to get vaccinated and let this thing pass through, so it just becomes a flu. I mean, that's got to be the way. So I don't mind that being a bit lax on the vaccine passports. I'm still a little bit uneasy about vaccine passports for going to venues and stuff like that. Obviously going abroad is a different matter, but I'm happy that, you know, the choice of a vaccine passport or a recent negative test, I'm happy with that. But when it comes to the vaccine, just bloody take it, man. Come on, just take it. And if you're going to go to hospital with COVID and you're not vaccinated, then I'm sorry, it's selfish. For me, it's selfish. From someone that has a wife that over the last year and a half has been working in the hospital day in, day out. I see how hard she's working. I just think it's selfish. What do you guys think? It's a decisive issue, this one, and last time I done a video on this, it was very 50-50, and I've done a couple. But the main point is, people like Laurence Fox have got to start taking responsibility for the misinformation that they're spreading. And like I say, there are people in hospital that have directly, the large portion of them, directly took their information to not take the vaccine because of people like Laurence Fox. And that's just fact. It is. As always guys, give me your opinions in the comments. This should be interesting. Till next time, take care.
They have put something in the water. They seek a cure for the conversation. They stole a march on your indecision.
Who is wrong and who is right? Yellow, brown, black or white? The space money answered, you no longer mind. I've opened your eyes, you're now colorblind. Racial, so she's the serpent who guards the gates of hell.